Hello, Reg187, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3 and our Spanish naval adventures. And of course, at this point in proceedings, the game is now fully released, so hopefully you guys have all managed to pick it up and having your own naval misadventures. And yeah, please let me know how you're getting on. I've seen some bits and bobs in Discord, and it's always entertaining to see what everyone else is getting up to, including AI wars, which I've not had to experience, but it's nice to know that they are definitely a thing. Speaking of wars, we are of course embroiled in a war against Austro-Hungary even, with our steadfast ally Italy, who's decided to join the war once we'd given Austro-Hungary a kicking. And our goal here is just to build up a tidy number of VPs and then escape with whatever war reps we can get. But before we advance into probably a few more battles, a little bit of admin to do with my captains. First, we need to welcome in a new captain. So we have Butre Negro. I should really pick the British Navy. I wouldn't have pronunciation errors. But yeah, we have Black Vulture, who has joined us and is taking command of the Reina Donna Isabella II. And then we've got Firmon here, who says is in command of the light cruiser Aragon. Which seems fine and dandy. Except, of course, if we look at our kind of naval history, the Aragon was scuttled after battle damage. 7 years ago. No, that's when it's completed. See, that doesn't make any sense. There we go. A couple of months ago. So he's currently captain of a ship without a ship. So we can change that. Well, first, I have just the job for you. But congratulations, I'm going to need to promote you. You're now a Capitano de Navío. And then we're going to reallocate you to the Velasco. Just like so. And it didn't cost me any prestige, which is good. The other one is we've had a couple of requests for renames of ships, which I'm okay to do. Especially with the earlier builds. Some of the later ones, for example, the light cruisers, where we've got a bit of a theme going with the class. I'll probably keep them as is, but in the meantime, I'm happy to accept some renames. I had a better word in my head there, but it never came out. Okay, yeah, so we're going to rename the ship for Firman, and we're going to rename the ship for Valsamis as well. So let me get those in. And there we go. So we now have the minutes and we have the Aquitaines. Perfect. Okay, right. That was those bits and bobs out of the way. Now on with the war. And we should be blockading Austro-Hungary, so I'm hopeful this war doesn't drag on too much longer at this stage. Well, it doesn't say that Austro-Hungary is blockaded, but I do believe they are, and I believe the end turn points will demonstrate that. Okay, cruiser battle. It's unexpected, so we can't avoid it. Apparently we don't have much left in the way of cruisers, and hopefully we'll get to play around with our newer ones, although, as has been discussed, of questionable design. Okay, so we've got the Princesa de Asturias, which is commanded by Proto and is one of our newer classes. And then we've got the Umbria and the San Marco from our Italian ally. Again with 7 inches. Apparently it's a very popular gun turret for cruisers at the minute. 4-inch belts. These are very like our old ones, which doesn't... Yeah, I think we've seen this before. Italian cruisers very similar to ones we've had before. No problemo. So we should see them essentially as soon as we unpause, if it's an unexpected battle. There we go. First thing we'll do, let's get ourselves up to fighting speed. Max -2. We'll tire out our engines, but let's build up a head of steam anyway till we work out what it is we're dealing with. And we'll go on maybe a slight intercept course. Or a slightly less direct intercept course. They look like they are going to run. Alright, max speed. Let's see if we can catch up with them. Well, we've seen someone else. Okay. Maybe they're just trying to bait us back to something heavier. I think that's going to be a heavy cruiser. That's maybe a light. Hey, there we go. Called it. The Moros class. 20 knots, so can't outrun us, but we'll tax our engines, trying to run with them. Yeah, reasonable belt, reasonable guns. Very similar to all the other armoured cruisers that seem to be kicking around at the minute. Apart from obviously the ones I've designed with slightly less belt. And we don't know what that is. There we go, the Aurora class light cruiser. Wow, 3,000 tons, yeah, nothing to her. Okay. Not a problem. And yeah, let's close to gunnery range if we can. Which might be a big if, but we'll run it and see what we can do. No limitations from sea state. Dawn, or dusk I should say, it is coming. Might be able to close and get a little bit of engagement. Or not. Okay. I don't want to really fight in the dark and risk torpedoes. Let's call it quits. They didn't want to... I was about to say they didn't want to fight, and then as soon as I turned around, so did they. Alright, let's do a quick about face, see if we're going to stumble into them. No, just a feint. Alright, let's go home. Let's not waste any more time on this. Damp squib of a first engagement. We don't even need a cut. It'll be over before we know it. Yeah, just get in the port. No problem. At least we've got lots of friendly ports we can now use since Italy has redrawn the war. So there's really no part of the Mediterranean which is a concern for us. All we have to do is actually try and get the Austro-Hungarians to stand around and fight. Oh, we even had some ironclads kicking about. The port force. Excellent. A board draw. Ooh, Neptuno, nice. And some destroyers. And let's get set front and center. The Tian Dan. Yeah, I would happily fight this thing. 10-inch guns, 10-inch belt. Our old ones would beat this thing in a fight. I think we are 12-inch guns and 16-inch belt. In the engagement in the Mediterranean between Austrian and Italian navies, the Austrian ship, the CA Maros, has been sunk. Interesting, I could have sworn we were just fighting that, although it was a Maros class, so it could be a different one. And they lost their light cruiser. That seems like a fair trade. Well done, Italy. It doesn't say Austro-Hungary is blockaded. That's interesting. I know not why they are not blockaded. Anyway, Spanish raiders sinks a couple, Austrian raiders sinks a lot more. Disappointing. Okay, so we've now got ships in a funny order. The Neptuno light cruiser. Excellent. We should be getting a few more. Oh, and not now because everything's on hold. Resume construction, please. Normal pace construction. Resume construction on that. Excellent. We don't have much in the bank, so let's what's this work out? Ah, we can afford 4 months of that. Perfect. War is good for expenses, right? And we'll get the rest of that row of ships out. I don't think there's anything else we need to do right now, so let's keep advancing turns. And yeah, so let's see. No, we need a captain for the Neptune. Well, everyone's got a job at the minute, so maybe we'll just let an AI take that role for just now. Do we have anyone we know about of good ability who doesn't have a ship? Yes. Ah, you, Ramon, above average. Congratulations. You're getting the Neptuno. Perfect. Spanish ship Galicia intercepts an Austrian raider. We'll give that a go. Nothing else we're going to thwart it. Again, this may be a bit of a non-event if Austria decides just to cut the losses and run. Captain Aventurado here. 6 inches. Ah, quite a good light cruiser on light cruiser fight. If it's a heavy cruiser, we may have some difficulties. They look like they're trying to run. We shall give chase. Oh, it's identifying as a heavy cruiser. It's not a heavy cruiser. Right, we might be able to catch this. I'm going to do my best to run it down. I won't force you guys to watch. I'll do a quick cut, and if I manage to catch it, I'll bring you back. Okay, so we have indeed managed to catch up with the Admiral Sprong class light cruiser here. So we know it's got a few, I mean it's pretty terrible, a few 5-inch guns. It's pretty small, not much belt. So I think our plethora of 6-inch guns should hopefully do well against it. Although actually we've been hit already, so we're going to slow down a couple of knots. Hopefully we can maintain speed, and then we're going to try and open up the angle a little bit to get more of our guns involved. And turret jam, but it's back in action. That's good to know. And I'm quite happy just to try and pepper it with our 6-inch guns for just now. Hopefully we can hit it enough to slow it down, prevent it from running away, and then we should be able to sink the thing. Just keeping an eye out here for hits from both sides. Now wiggling and woggling, which is affecting our ability to actually hit the thing. Oh, that's another hit. That's good. It's going to take more than just 2 6-inch hits though. The real key is if we do enough damage to slow it down so he can't run away from us. It will be as if they just leg it and they get to port before we can do the damage. They don't appear to be hitting us though. Doing light damage. If you have got turrets pointed at us, maybe they're just missing with them all. Yeah, okay, we can see the splashes in the sea around. And there you go, penetrating hit with her 5-inch gun. Perhaps I should not have complained about it. Oh, the joys of early gun tech. We have to make a change as we try and sail away from us. Keep going. We can close the distance, improve our gunnery. We outgun them. Only really counts if you land the hits. Okay, there's another 6-inch hit. This is good. And there's only a few thousand tons to this Admiral spawn here, so it can't take huge amounts of punishment. What do we think about it? Still just reporting light damage. Have a hit chance we actually rocking at the minute. Almost 2%. Rate of fire enthusiast, excellent. Get those 6 inches pumping. Another quick turn towards. Be a little bit of a steep turn, but that's okay. Few hits of a turret, but no penetration, so that's not too much of a concern. 2-inch guns, they're not going to do too much. Superstructure hit. Shell burst limited, that's okay. Yeah, won't do much. Engine room hit, but non-penetrating. Our turret disabled, that is disappointing. I feel like for this early tech, you really need to get close in and essentially brawl with them, which is always makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Only now are we seeing regular hits when we're at what, a distance of all of yeah, 7% chance. We're at 1,300 yards. This feels close. But it's what is required, so that's what we shall do. I'm just worried about torpedoes and things. Once we are kind of in front of them, it's less of a concern. You are not getting away from me, good Admiral spawn here. Reporting medium damage yet? Yeah, we think it's medium damage, this is good. Some interesting maneuvers there. We're peppering it now, fairly regular hits coming up, albeit a lot of our smaller secondaries. Oh, torpedo away. Missed though. I applaud the intent. Maybe come round on our other side. Oh, good salvo there. 3 6-inch hits. That's better. Looks like it's really slowing down now. Sinking. Beautiful. Torpedo for. I was gonna say good luck. Gonna come down to cruise speed. Just make sure she goes down. She's still moving. Oh, another torpedo away, and torpedo hit. There we go. Down she goes. Excellent. Not the most exciting of outcomes, but a solid piece day's work nonetheless. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the ship details. I want to see what the kind of hit percentage was like. 2%. I suppose it's respectable for this day and age. Aventurado did a good job. Commendable. And the Helgoland eventually sunk. Excellent. A few more victory points to add to the total. It's not the kind of large-scale clashes we've had before, but it will do. What do we think? Us just gaining disputed border areas and some of their colonies. Do you know, I'm happy to go for the middle option here, as fun as it is just kind of whipping the Austrians. But really, we just want to come out of this war with more reps. And sure, we can maybe get harder terms for a higher score and more war reps. But we also have to understand the longer we're at war and the higher the world tensions are, the longer everybody's budget is. So our enemies are also becoming stronger during this period. That being said, on balance, it's only been 6 months. It's still quite an early war. And I would like to keep the budget up at least long enough to get our light cruisers built. Oh, a tough choice. Alright, we're gonna go hawkish once more. If we get asked again after this, I'm gonna bring down the tone a little bit because our unrest is 4 is okay actually. Okay, lots of thwarting. This is good. This is good. And then some Spanish raiding, but a little bit more raiding there from the Spanish. Okay. What we could do is take our new light cruiser. How do you compare? 6 6-inch guns, 8 4-inch guns, 10 6-inch guns, 2-inch belt, 3-inch belt. Okay, so we're better protected, but we have actually less firepower on our new class than we did on the Galicia. Although we've got a lot of 4 inches. Yeah, they've just got the 2, whereas we have, I can see it here, I don't need to keep clicking that. We've got less 6-inch guns, but we have a lot more secondaries. Do we? Or it's just the, yeah. You can't see it. We've got 8 2s and 8 4s. Alright. Okay. I was going to say we could put you on trade protection, try and also, because you've got good speed about you. So let's do that. Capture some of these raiders that are kicking about the place. However, in terms of score, well, all their damaged ironclads have come out the repair shops and are back in, so their fleet value has gone up, as you can see, up to 115, which is 1 over ours, but much less than Italy's. But so it must just be only the player can theoretically blockade, which seems, or be blockaded. Somewhat silly. Cool, fleet battle. Absolutely. I wonder if we get any Italians. We will! Excellent. Okay. We got our... Oh, that's a beautiful sight. We have everyone. And I'm hoping all the Austro-Hungarians come out in their little floating bathtubs they call ironclads. Good. Okay, it's a good battle line we've got. Obviously, our cruisers should theoretically go slightly faster, although we're all locked in at the minute. And we've got a nice collection of Italian armoured cruisers at the back here. I think we're in a real good position. A next level of hurt upon the Austrians. Now, obviously, last time it was chaotic, to say the least. Bring our main battle line up to 14. These gents should be able to go a little bit faster. Let's just go 16 for just now. We are outpacing our battle line, but not by too much. But 16 is best for a couple of these, and we'll head towards the Austro-Hungarians. I'm okay keeping our battle line kind of in this direction, rather than kind of heading straight to them, so we can kind of maybe shepherd them a little bit away from Spalato. Depends on their interest in picking a fight, which may be limited. Yeah, there's a good number of them. Looks like they might just be trying to run for port. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is Stokers and Greats be damned. Put your back into it, lads. We need to close the gap. Bring you guys up to 16. I'll bring all my heavy cruisers up to, say, 18. I don't want to send them out too far in advance, because then they'll start taking some 11-inch shells, I think it was, off their battleships. See if we can't close. Oh, there's plenty of them, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, flotilla of heavy cruisers at the back. Well, they are staying for a fight, though. Just joining up into a larger battle line. Alright. Okay, well in that case, let's bring our speed down. Let's cut due west. Get these guys to follow on as well. Try if we can't get down in line with their main battle line, and we'll have our cruisers cut west as well. No, this is. If we keep on this trajectory, he will cross my T. Let us not. Going to somewhat questionably split my two forces here a little bit. They're just looping around again, okay. And then we'll keep continuing this angle, which I think should put us in a more favourable position. Ish. Oh wow, what a manoeuvre. The intricacy there is impressive. Right, we have opened fire on the heavy cruisers at the rear. Although no hits. What I would really like to do is try and break off a few ships from this line, so we're not having to face the full might of their battle line in one go. Our best to do that. I'm not sure. We're just on the edge of gunnery range. We're just starting a bit of a heavy cruiser duel down here. Oh, my Italians, I mean, the worse for wear against the Austrians there. So ship for ship, mine are much better, but as you can see, they have a lot of them. I'm contemplating turn to come down towards the rear end. It's not really the ironclads that I want to separate and engage with. Again, we might be able to to it's going to slow us down as well, but we might be able to concentrate our fire against a smaller portion of their fleet. Obviously they will probably turn and come over the top of us, but we shall see. I get the attack. I was up to their max speed. This is looking okay. We should still have good angles for getting all our guns involved. Hopefully, we're trying to pick or put a little bit of pressure on just the these last heavy cruisers here. Okay, 2 hits there from one from the Spanish and one from our own. 2 more hits there, 1 returned, non-penetrating. We saw from our last encounter, it takes a lot of these hits to cause enough damage to make a difference, and I'm not paying attention to my main battle line. Right, you guys head back north. Stop. You guys are about to sail into trouble. If you pull away, you can keep going up. Oh. The Austrian formation has become disjointed, I think is maybe a fair assessment of that. No wonder they ran me so much. Look how they treat their own ships. Right. It's fine, and again, I need to get you gents to come back in the fight. Okay, they seem to be sticking around and letting us kind of close in. And then they're forming their big battle line again. As it stands, I think this is a better position for us to engage in. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. They've put a little bit of a split between them. One that I would quite like to exploit. Have our heavy cruisers head off in this direction. We'll bring in the newer heavy cruisers in behind the Radetzkys and Monarch class here. And again, we will also aim for that same gap. Like the captain of the Herzog Friedrich realizes their mistake. And is attempting to correct it. And looks like they may get away with it. Now we're about to hit the island outside Spalato, which we can use to our advantage. So if we drive just due north, they're going to have to come east. Okay, and then we'll maybe start getting a bit of a brawl. Because here we're winning pound for pound, as you would say. Please don't stray too close. Okay, let's give these hits. How are we coming? 3 hits out on the Austrian Hungarians. I like that. 1 hit out on our Argonauta, but no penetration. Yeah, hit on the Muniz. That is a penetrating hit. They're the ones that can cause us the most problem. Trade 1 each. 1 for us. 2 more for us. We do seem to be landing more hits as well. Ah, of course I said that, and then we get absolutely mullered here. So Francisco de Assisi just got lit up by one of their heavy cruisers. A couple of penetrating hits, 1 non-penetrating. I suspect no real damage. Yeah, still absolutely fine. But I'm hopeful, really, but what's coming into play here is part of our focus on gunnery. It's part of our doctrines, which should make us better at, well, shooting stuff, really. That's how gunnery works. Ah, hello. So they haven't just turned away. May well give us the opportunity. Oh, that was a little wobble. Try and separate this group. Now it's only one ironclad. Decimating their cruiser force is not something I'm against per se. And then we're just gonna let these Radetskis go, I suppose. I think we're winning, we're doing more damage, but is it enough damage to sink them? Well, that's a different question. Yeah, let's do it. Gentlemen, you have your targets, and you can kind of convince them to keep sailing away. Just that light cruiser. We're going to try and Muller now. Yeah, indeed. Kept sailing. You guys are awfully close. Hydro de Aragon is being lit up at the minute. They kind of got out there a lot quicker than I was expecting. Radetsky's probably going to get round the other side of the island. Oh, Francisco de Assisi. You're slightly exposing yourself. Looks like they're willing to kind of sacrifice their heavy cruisers for the sake of their ironclad, which is usually the way of things. They are somewhat struggling to land enough hits to get the job done, though. Trident, trident, trident. That's not great. They're just steaming north, okay. I think they will evade me with damage, but still evading me. As they make a run for their port. Cowards! Alright, we'll see if we can chase down this group of heavy cruisers. Theoretically, we should be able to outrun us. Got these guys in a reasonable position as well. I'd like to think we can take these two out. Brave corvette coming to join in. Hello. I keep catch them both. Keep up with them both, I should say. You guys can go and deal with the Venta. We'll keep hanging around. I suspect they'll mill around for a bit and then get themselves in order and sail away again. Long before we do enough damage to actually sink anyone. Units have been given the slip. Maybe not if they're willing just to sail up and down the side of this island. Okay, keep on them. Running low on ammo with 5 out of 10 at them. Gonna change direction? No. Have to cut to this direction. We don't want to go too close to the port. There's risks of mines and all sorts of nasties, and we can't go in that blue area anyway. You have been separated. I'm going to try and hunt down that ironclad and these cruisers. So I've said that several times with various groups, and we've not managed it yet. Oh, please stop misunderstanding signals. Right, turn. Thank you. Okay, this Radetzky should be about to have a pretty bad day. Let's slow you guys down to, say, 12 knots. Maximum time for all your guns to open up, and hopefully torpedoes as well. He's got nowhere else to go. It's a pretty perfect torpedo place. None of you are really doing it off your own volition. Don't get too much into the manual torpedoes, but I did say I would do it for my flag group. And I'll stick to that. Oh, missed. Just very, very frustrating when you get these massive advantages, local advantage in the fight, and just can't quite make them work. Because you, I'm going to keep my speed up again, are presumably going to try and run into port. Continue to harass these cruisers. Gonna make it as well. As soon as he gets that blue star, oh, there he goes into port. Doesn't matter how damaged he is, not a problem. Urgh. Gonna be a victory, but it's not one we're after. You guys sort your information out, please. Thank you. Firing everything at these things. Just want you to go down. They seem to have slowed down a bit, so look, why don't we slow down a bit as well? Let's bring everyone down to cruise speed, and we presumably won't inadvertently sail past them as often as we have been. Where's the Zenta? Oh, right up in here. That's okay. It's dead. That's good. Give it a final salute as we come back with our main battle fleet here. Make sure we don't inadvertently take a torpedo. That would be a very bad end to things. No one is maintaining a nice formation though. Why are you in line of rest? Line ahead, please. Come on, they can get this done. They can sink them. Just like his rudder's damage, he's going around circles. You please keep base with the Schwarzenberg, and you're going to come around and kill off the Kaiser. He's now dead. Good. Send his friend down with him. Oh, looks like we had a hit there on the Emperor Carlos V. He shrugged it off, that's okay. We can have a quick check of how it was doing damage-wise. Yeah, almost nothing, no flooding really to worry about there. Now, we will have difficulty hitting this thing from interference from our own shells, but that's kind of a good problem, to be perfectly honest, because it means you've got lots of guns firing at this thing. Oh, he's on fire now. Yeah, that's fine. You can detach her, no problem. Just sink him. Oh, must be a victory for the Italian Navy. Okay, slowing to death now. You can... yeah, done. Okay, good. Alright, now we can just go home. Job kind of done. So 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser. It's okay. It's not... it's considering what was on offer. I wanted more. I wanted more pre-dreadnoughts. Ironclads even. Which, similar-ish. Yeah, we can detach this, no problem. We're just about to run out of clock. Okay, and there we have it. I'd be interested to see how much damage we had on the heavy ones. 1 heavy damage. That'd be that Radetzky class, which limped away the 10 knots and vanished in the port. We took light damage on everyone, so probably a month in repairs for those. But yeah, clear victory for us, just not a clear number of ships sunk. And I think that's just... feels like that's just the way it is at this era. You know, your inability to cause lots of damage quickly means you can whittle someone down. They're pretty badly damaged and then they just run away. Ship details, show me. You. And even then you weren't that close to sinking, to be perfectly honest. The biggest damage, I think, or a threat to the VN here was its speed. Once it's going pretty slowly, you should be able to sail in and hit it with a torpedo. So there we go. Our old cruisers held up pretty well, actually. And the new ones, I think, did a good job. Oh, yeah. Credit. I wonder who... let's have a look at the... Austrian ones who actually got the kind of killing blows. Well, these might have a lot of hits after it sinks. Ship is sinking. There you go. So the Catalunya and the Emperado Carlos V, they're the ones that kind of got the killing blows. Credit to them. Okay. A minor victory. Yeah, probably seems fair. We've got lots more ships. Excellent. And our tech treaty with Great Britain, again, proving really valuable. Armor piercing projectiles. Excellent. Proved accuracy and rate of fire. Perfect. More AI stuff going on. Italy have lost a corvette and a light cruiser for a heavy cruiser. Again, I think that's a reasonable trade. A couple of Austrian merchants and a couple of Spanish merchants sunk. Not a problem. We are rearing ahead in the war at the minute in terms of victory points. In terms of ships going. How are we doing? Yeah, we're behind them at the minute. The number of people getting repairs, but that's fine. Maybe we'll try one more turn. Action with light forces. Alright, we'll see what this looks like. I may decline. Perfect. This is where you want to end up. I realise we're sitting at 46 minutes, so this one may have to be where we leave it, and we'll come back for the cruiser battle next time. Okay, we'll call it today there. It was a, I don't know, I'm enjoying the kind of earlier start, but at the same time, it's a very frustrating era of naval warfare. You know, by the time you get to your, 1920s into 30s, ships feel like they become much more lethal, and you can take down isolated pockets of enemy ships a lot quicker. This feels more like kind of heavyweight slugging out each other. Any kind of chip or ship that you sink is a rare victory. But we'll keep going and we'll get the money out of this deal, and we'll go onwards and upwards. So thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it, and I'll catch you next time. Cheerio.